All right. Anyway, so let's just start because we only have roughly 45 minutes. So and we have a lot of things to cover. So again, good afternoon and welcome to our session. And I believe last time we stopped right here. For those who attended the last session. So if not, please you should let me know. Now. Good. So today we're going to talk about service blueprinting. Just a few, I think 1 or 2 slides, probably one, and then we're going to solve a case study or go through a case study about the house of quality, so that we can understand how to build the house of quality from a given statement. So service blueprinting, it says a service service blueprinting is a method used in service design to describe and analyze a proposed service. So a service blueprinting is basically um, uh, a tool, right? Because in chapter 7, it's described as a tool that is used by operations managers to analyze, right, or to measure a process of service delivery. So that is basically the description of a service blueprinting. So in this example here, we have an example of a restaurant, right? Depicting how a service blueprinting should be represented. However, there are three main levels when you are talking about service blueprinting that you should always make reference of. Um, you have level 1, level 2, and level 3. So level 1 is a level where customers are the ones in control. What do I mean by that? In the case of a restaurant, for instance, or like in our example here, you want to go and have some fun, go and eat out with your friend. You choose the restaurant that you feel like you're going to enjoy their food, right? Or let's just be a bit practical. If you want to go to the student center and buy something to eat, I believe that the shop owners there won't force you to come and buy whatever you want to buy in their shop, right? So you yourself, you have a decision to make to choose which shop or which fast food restaurant that you are going to approach in order to, or to enter in order to buy whatever you want to buy. So that's what we call level 1. That is a level of information whereby the customer is the one in control. So now level 2 is the level. At that level there are interactions, right, taking place between the service provider and the customer. So once you have decided which restaurant you want to go and eat at, once you are inside, you are going to consult their menu, right? And once you have decided whatever you want to, the menu items that you want to eat, or you want them to prepare so that you can eat, you now need to interact with the waitresses or the waiters. So in that case, there are interactions, because probably the waitress will tell you, no, the item that you are ordering or you want to eat is not available, right? Or it will be available tomorrow or in a week time. So those are the interactions that you are talking about. And that is what you call level 2. Now, the last level, which is level 3, is whereby the service provider or the provider has control over the activities that is happening there. You can also call it the backstage, right? Again, at the restaurant, let's say you want to eat a specific maybe I mean a specific type of food, you you're not going to have or know how the kitchen is set up in order for them to cook your favorite food. For instance, you want bride ribs, right? Bride ribs. Sorry. So when they are in the kitchen there, preparing your ribs, frying them, you're not gonna come and say that, okay, oh, there is one piece there that is not close to the fire. Can you please shift that piece so that it can, touch the fire properly and then cook at the appropriate temperature? You don't have any say, you don't have any involvement, you don't have any control over what is happening in the kitchen, right? Only the service provider, the employees of that restaurant, they have control over the food that they are preparing. And that's what you call level 3. So you should be able to differentiate the 3 levels when you are talking about service blueprinting, right? And this is going to help in terms of analyzing a process if there are certain tasks that are not adequate in terms of their performance. You can easily identify those and address the issues that need to be addressed so that the service process can be functional. So those are the key points when it comes to service blueprinting. And obviously, that is also the end of the chapter. Coming to the end of the chapter, I didn't say it's the end of the session, but at the end of the chapter. Now, what is going to happen next? I want us now to go through a case study, or to look at a case study about the House of Quality, because your test is going to account, I think, around 40 marks out of 100. That is the House of Quality, right? Will account for, I think, 40, let's say 40%, right? 40%. So it's quite an important content that I believe we all need to be aware of, and we all need to understand that content before going to write the test. With that being said, let me quickly share that case study. Good. So this is the case study. I hope you guys can still see my screen and you can also hear me. All right. So here the case study talks about Dell computers. I'm sure you guys know about Dell. Some of you are even currently using Dell devices to attend this live session. So they say Dell uses the House of Quality for new product development strategy. So it's a case study. Say Dell Computers is developing a new software program that will be run in their new generation of laptops. Dell has a strict policy of always providing the customers with what they want. This is why Dell has been the leader in the market for a while. The research and development department at Dell has been implementing quality function deployment for the development of all Dell computer product. You have been assigned to work in their design team. As part of the design team task, you must develop a house of quality for this new software. The first task was to obtain the watts from the customers. So the what is what the customer wants, customer's requirement, and that can only be done after a market analysis or a market how do you call this? They have to conduct a survey, right, in order to know a customer's requirement, also called the voice of the customer. They say the market research team has provided your team with the following information about what the customer wants in the product. So here you have these items, yeah, reliable, resilient, accurate, up to number 8, scalability. They say together with their respective importance ratings, 9 up to 2 here. They say after considering the customer's requirement, your design team has identified how the product will be able to satisfy the customer's want and came up with the following. So this is what the company Dell is able to do in order or to come up with in order to satisfy customers' want. So you have availability, R3 conformity, and so on up to number 8, firewalls. You see, as part of the process of building the house of quality, your team has assessed each house against one another and provided the following relationship levels. So this is now the relationship. Remember, we have the roof of the house. That is where you deal with the relationships amongst the product attribute or amongst the how. So I'm not going to read all this because you're going to come back to this part. They say after assessing the way your product will satisfy customers' requirements, your team moved on and worked on the relationship between your house and the what. So this is now we are talking about the relationship metrics, right? Dealing with the relationships in that matrix whereby you have to relate the customer want to the customer the product attribute. So we're going to make use of this statement here in order to build a house of quality. So I'm not going to read all this. We're going to come back to them. This is the competitive assessment. Competitive assessment, I told you, is not part of our content for this year. So you can forget about it for now, unless if there is an assignment. Your team was convinced that all this information was sufficient to go ahead and construct a house of quality. The expected result from building the house of quality was that it will ensure that the team's eventual software as well as hardware design actually meets the need of its customers. Based on the information provided in the case study, build the house of quality. So we're also going to make use of this legend. Important. Now, I have already done it. Let me just open it so that I can show you step by step how to deal with it. So usually we're gonna provide you with a template like this. So your job is now just to extract the information from the case study and fill in the house of quality, right? Or fill in this template. So first thing first, you can start with customer want here. And then after you move on to the house, the product attribute, then you establish the relationships here, and then you come to the relationship matrix, and lastly, you compute our importance ratings. Straightforward. Now, let's start with customer want. Again, we're going to go back to the case study and check where the customer wants are. According to this case study here, they say the first task was to obtain the what from the customers. The market research team has provided your team with the following information about what the customer wants in the product. So these are the customer wants or what. So just take that, copy and paste. That is the first one. The second one is accurate. So I just copy accurate there, right? Copy and paste, and so on. I'm not gonna do everything. right? Because you just copy and paste. So you just copy all this, you copy all this, and you paste up to scalability, right? So once you are done with that, what are you gonna do next? You also have to take care of the ratings. It said together with their respective importance ratings. You have one. When they say respective, respective, meaning that the same order that you have here must also be the same order that you have here. So that means ratings 9 is associated with reliable or resilient. Rating 10 is associated with accurate. So, sorry, in this case, reliable or resilient has a rating of 9. Accurate has a rating of 10. So you just need to follow that order. Don't change anything. The moment that you change something here, you have missed it. So you just need to follow whatever that is given. Just take it as it is. So you do that up to the last what, or up to the last requirement. So I'm gonna show you in the next stage how I have done it. This is how it looks like, all right? Instead of us wasting time. So this is what if you do it properly, you're gonna come up with this customer wants. Now, once you are done, you have to come to the house. Again, the information that you need in order to fill in this section is also provided in the case study. So you are not creating anything, just extracting what is in the case study and filling in the template. Right, so in this case here, they said after considering the customer's requirement, your design team has identified how the product will be able to satisfy the customer's want and came up with the following: the product attribute or the house. So the first one is availability. So I have availability here. The second one from the list here is R3 conformity. I have R3 conformity here. The third one is password times 2. Here I have password times 2, so on and so forth up to the last product attribute. All right, just copy and paste. So once you are done with this section, the next section, as I said, you can move on straight to this one, but I like dealing with this one once I'm done with the roof. So let's look at how we're going to address the relationships amongst the house. So that is the roof. So looking at the statement here, it says, as part of the process of building the house of quality, your team has assessed each house against one another and provided the following relationship levels. So here is what you need in order to fill in the roof of the house. The first statement says availability and intranet compatibility have a negative relationship. Guys, please make sure that you switch off your mic. Unless you want to say something, you can now unmute yourself and stop me straight away. But if you don't have anything to say, please switch off your mic. All right, so you have availability and intranet compatibility. So here is availability. Here is intranet compatibility. So there in the section will be where you have to input the appropriate relationship symbol. Guys, can you please switch off your mic.
Cuma
Yes, please behave yourself. All right, so now I don't know if I have showed you how to extend this column here. For instance, for intranet compatibility, if you have to extend this column, what you do, you only have two options. You can go this way or you can go this way, right? For availability, you only have one option, this way only. So meaning that intranet compatibility and availability, they will meet here. This is their their intersection. So now, what is going to happen here? You just need to choose the I don't know what the statement says. It says that availability and intranet compatibility have a negative relationship. So from the legend given here, negative relationship is represented by the negative sign. So we just need to um, write the negative sign there to say that there is a negative relationship between availability and intranet compatibility. Now, you move on to the next point. Let's look at the next statement. Say R3 conformity and the memory requirement have a strong negative relationship. R3 conformity and memory requirement. R3 conformity and memory requirement. They have a strong negative relationship. So they will meet here on top. That is the intersection. So the symbol that describes strong negative relationship is this one. So we just input the symbol there to describe the level of the relationship. Right, so with that being done, now you can carry on because it's the same procedure. You can carry on with the remaining statement here. So let me show you in the next stage how it looks like. So this is how the roof must look like. And here just trying to demonstrate for those who are still probably struggling to identify the proper cell where two column intercept. So this is how you read the intersection in the roof of the house. Now, once you are done with the roof, the next step is now to address the relationship matrix. And again, the information that you need from the relationship matrix is provided in the case study. Simply just need to read and translate what is in the, extract what is in the case study and populate the template. So, when you are filling in the the relationship matrix, please do not use numbers here. Only use the symbols provided. Don't use numbers. Now, let's move on and check the information that we need. They say after assessing the way your product will satisfy customers' requirement, your team moved on and worked on the relationship between your house and the what? The outcome of the assessment is as follows. So this is the information that we need in order to establish or to populate the relationship matrix. Is it reliable or resilient? Has a medium relationship with availability as well as password, but a weak relationship with interface. This is interesting. So let's check the first part of the statement. Reliable has a medium relationship with availability. Okay, let's check that. Reliable and availability. Here's reliable here. Let me put a different color. Reliable here. And here we have availability. This is the intersection. And they say it's a medium relationship. So since it's a medium relationship, here we have the sign or the symbols that describes a medium relationship. So I just put that sign there. Good. The next part of the statement says as well as password. So meaning that reliable has a medium relationship with password. Password. What is password? We have password. Yes, password here. So password and reliable, they have a medium relationship. I can just copy what is here and paste it here. They have a medium relationship. The last part of the statement, but the last part of the statement says, but a weak relationship with interface. Where is interface? We have interface here. Say it's a weak relationship. So here, a weak relationship is represented by the sign, and I just drop it there. Good. So I'm done with the first statement. I'm not gonna do all of them. I just show you how to do it. You're still gonna follow the same approach, right? So you will have now to complete the rest of the statement yourself, all right, up to the last one. So I've done it already. So let me just show you what I've done there. You see, so this is how the relationship matrix must look like. And again, here just to demonstrate, if you're still struggling to identify the appropriate intersection. All right, good. Now, once you are done with the relationship matrix, the final step is now to calculate our importance ratings. Remember those calculations that I told you? I don't know if we call these calculations or we just, I don't know. You guys will find a name. Let me also hide this too. Good. So this is what we have. Now from here, we can compute our importance ratings. So usually what you do, give this total some names. You can call this one Tabo. I'll call this one Tando, something like that. And call this one Jabu. And then let's call this one John, and so on. All right, so now if I said calculate Tabo, so meaning that I want the total of this column. So what is going to happen here is, let me use Excel to do my calculations. So I'm gonna calculate Tabo, right? So table here, I'm going to have 9 multiplied by the number associated with this symbol. And if you check the legend here, medium relationship, that sign is associated with 3. So here I'm going to have 9 times 3 plus, because there's still some symbols below that. So here I'm going to have 7 multiplied by the number behind this symbol. So that is 9, right? Strong relationship is 9. So that is going to be 7 multiplied by 9 plus, because there is another symbol here. So that is going to be 4 multiplied by the number behind or associated with this symbol. Here's 1. So that is 4 times 1, or you can just say 4. And then if you're using your calculator, just press there. Good. And this is the answer for Tabo. So that is Tabo 94. All right. Okay, let's quickly look at Tando. Tando, what is going to happen there? Put yeah, it's going to be 10 times the number behind here. I'm using Excel. So it's going to be 10 multiplied by 3. 10 multiplied by 3 plus 4 multiplied by 3 plus 2 times 3. 2 times 3. So the answer for Tando is 48. All right, so you also follow the same approach for Jabu up to the last one. Right, so that's how you compute our importance rating. So you really need to follow the steps here. All right, so any questions, guys?
No.
Good. So everything is clear. I'm glad to hear that. And who's busy showing is Chief? Can you please switch off your video? Aibo. So that's how you come up with our importance I mean to build a house of quality from the statement. Now I want to ask you a question. Think about it. If I tell you that there is a strong relationship between accurate and memory requirement. Accurate, memory requirement, and accurate. I say there is a strong relationship between accurate, or accurate has a strong relationship with memory requirement. True or false? I'm asking you a question. True or false?
False.
False. Thank you. Good.
Tamam.
So those are the kind of questions that you're going to have, especially when it comes to the relationship, because in the test, there is no way where you're going to, write anything or insert some symbols. There is no way. So I just need to find questions, right, that are related to the relationships. So what I can do here, I can come back to, for instance, this statement here that says a reliable, resilient has a medium relationship with availability as well as password times two, but a weak relationship with interface, right? So from this, I can modify this and ask you if it's true or false. So it will be now up to you to tell me. I can say that reliable has a medium relationship with availability as well as password times two, but a strong negative relationship with interface. So I can modify the statement and I ask you if it's true or false. But obviously you have to look at the the house of quality. You're not gonna just answer like that. You must look at the house of quality if that is true, or false, and then you choose the appropriate um response. Like I can say is reliability. Oh, let's take another one. Accurate has a medium relationship with R3 conformity and a strong relationship with intranet compatibility, and this one is what? And relationship a strong relationship with database. So you can see this one is correct. This one is correct, but this one is wrong because I said there is a strong relationship. So I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense, guys, to you. I don't know. If it's not, please let me know. So, but just be aware of the kind of questions.
No, sir.
It's not making sense, ne?
Yes.
Yes,
Sir,
Okay.
sir.
it is making sense, sir.
Oh, okay. Seems like it. So what I was saying is that just follow me carefully because I'm not writing anything. I say, let's say accurate has a medium relationship with R3 conformity and a strong relationship with intranet compatibility and a strong relationship with database. That's what I'm telling you. Accurate has a medium relationship with R3 conformity, a strong relationship with intranet compatibility, and lastly, a strong relationship with database. So if there is a statement that is like that, so you have to look at the house of quality. Obviously, when you check, accurate has a medium relationship with R3 conformity. However, there is no relationship with internet compatibility according to what we have here. There is no relationship. It's empty. There is nothing. But here it's correct. So if the statement say, is it true or false? So definitely it's going to be false because here it has already taken you down to the drain. So yeah, those are the kind of questions that you guys going to have in the test. Some stuff like that. Okay, guys, I think that's what I needed to tell you. Next week, we're gonna meet on campus. Yeah, so we're going to start a new chapter, chapter 7, which will be our last. If you can finish it next week, and then we're gonna have enough time to play around with the content, and you guys also gonna have enough time to work on your assignment. Any questions before we leave?
No.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you guys. So I will see you next week.
Say.
Yes.
Sharp, sir.
Sharp.
Hey guys.
Baka puta yan.